Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here, and in this video we are going to talk about the ISA index. It's the synthetic index of liability for taxpayer in Italy. What does it mean? You will find out up to the end of this video, if you stick up to the end of this video. Now, before moving forward and explain you and going to the main topic of this video, I just want to remind you that ESENtaxa is a channel that talks about to optimize your taxation if you want to relocate to a specific country in Europe, and we are the #1 channel that in English language explains everything about the Italian tax law system, how it works, how to optimize your taxation if you want to relocate in this specific country. And in this video today we're going to talk about one of the instruments at the eyes of the Italian tax agency, at the hands of the Italian tax agency, and also how can be exploited by the Italian taxpayers at their favor. So here we're going to talk about something that is quite unique in the entire world tax, let's say in the entire tax law system. It's something peculiar only of Italy. And if you look at this video, you will understand exactly how important is this instrument and how we, accountant firm, could help you as a client to improve your tax credibility at the eyes of Italian tax agency. Now, before moving forward, I just want to remind you that in the description below the video you will have our calendar link to book a consultation with us, 20 minutes, 1 hour, or long-term strategy, tax planning strategy that we can help you to implement, and also the ESENtaxa Academy to help you to understand all the international taxation matters. So we're not just talking about Italy, but a lot of European jurisdictions, and through the international tax concept, learn in advance, you can understand easily and more quicker your tax consultant if you want to approach for the first time this kind of discussions in view of future relocation in a different country. So what is this kind of index? Why those indexes are so important? Now, imagine you're moving to Italy and you want to exploit, for example, the impatriate regime. The impatriate regime runs as an ordinary business VAT number attached to an individual. So when you open a VAT number, because you are a freelancer or a sole proprietorship, of course you're not a company, and you as an individual, you're bound to a VAT number, VAT business number in Italy. And this is something that is common with a lot of European countries and also outside Europe. Once we have established the VAT number, we also establish a code called ATECO code. In Italy exists this code which represents in numbers, so basically it's another number that represents the description behind your activity. So your activity is decoded or coded through a code called ATECO code. The ATECO code then, at the eyes of Italian tax agency, represents the typology of your activity. Okay, so if you're a consultant, it's a type of activity. If you are a trader, it's a type of activity. If you are in the construction field, it's a type of activity. So each type of activity are classified through the ATECO code. Good. Once you run your business, I mean, not just you, but let's view in this way. Once the business is started, the Italian tax agency want to make sure that you are doing things properly. But the problem is that they cannot check all the taxpayers present in Italy. They cannot make a full control to everyone. They have some automatical control in case you make some formal mistakes. For example, you declare certain kind of revenue and by mistake you forget to pay some taxes. Classical case where an automatical algorithm sends you a paper, sends you a fine with legal interest simply because you forget to pay something that you have declared. But the Italian tax agency, in case of documental check, in case of manual check, they cannot really control any kind of VAT numbers, any kind of business freelancer, and any kind of ATECO code. So they cannot do this to all millions of people that are all around Italy, working in Italy. So the resource of the Italian tax agency is limited. So what they have found, they have invented the system called ISA, this index, reliability index of taxpayers. Well, we should call it like synthetic index of reliability, okay, if we want to find a one-to-one translation with Italian. The acronym is ISA, Okay, we as accountant, we are obliged to send these modules, this ISA, for each taxpayer. And this ISA, it's just a picture, it's a gathering of information about your business while you're Italian business, while you're running the business in Italy. What kind of information the Italian tax agency are looking for? They are looking for information about how much you have deduct in terms of costs, how much you have made in terms of revenue, and they want to compare these two elements with statistics that they have in their database. For example, if you are a consultant, statistically in Italy, a consultant deducts maximum 10-20% of their revenue. If you're deducting more, something is odd. And the ESA module, the ESA index, basically gather those informations, and once we send those information to the Italian tax agency, they can understand if you are more reliable as a taxpayer or less reliable, because they are going to assign you a score that starts from 1 up to 10. A score higher than 8, from above 8, so 8, 9, 10, means that you are a reliable taxpayer. You're a very good taxpayer, so the Italian tax agency trusts you. Okay, you're a more trustable person. I just want to open a small break here. Why is this system is like this in Italy? Because of the mentality of the country. Italian tax agency doesn't trust taxpayers don't trust Italian tax agency. Okay, and since the Italian tax agency cannot check everybody because they have limited resources, they haven't found this system. They have obliged the taxpayer to submit this file. Okay. So we have this score system called index. So if you're a taxpayer with higher index, because statistically your deduction makes sense for the Italian tax agency, then with a higher score you will gonna get in the future less audit, less control, and they shorten the time in which they can control backward. Instead of 5 years, they go into 4 years. In case you have some credit against the state, some VAT credit or some reimbursement, they will make this procedure of reimbursement faster and easier. Okay, without any particular double verification, make sure that you really need a reimbursement, they really want this credit, VAT credit, etc., etc. Okay, instead with a lower score between 8 and 5, you're a medium. Okay, and still lower than 4, you are a less reliable taxpayer, which means that you will increase the chance of get audit. They won't trust you as much as the other taxpayers, because most probably you're deducting, you exaggerated with the deduction, or simply you're not making profit for too many years in a row. Okay, which makes the things odd and suspicious at the eyes of the Italian tax agency. Okay, so the important things here, you as a taxpayer that works with us in ESENtaxa, it's to try to make this index with the higher score possible, just to avoid or minimize the possibility to get control and any kind of problems with the Italian tax agency. Okay, so we help our client also to fill this module. We do it in background through our accounting, but we try to give to our client the behavior. We try to instruct our client to follow the proper behavior in order to have at the end of the year the highest score. Okay, and the classical case is when a client could ask us, can I deduct this cost, can I use this for traveling? We always are strict. We always try to give you, we always ask you, be logical with your business, do not exaggerate, because at the end of the year we have to make this ESA, this index, as much higher as possible. Okay, and this is for your interest in order to run your business in Italy peacefully without any fight with or along with the Italian tax agency. Okay. There are some exceptions. Who is not obliged to send these ESA informations? For regime forfettario people, so the guy that basically applied this regime, whoever is not a business, like employees or who is living through their passive income from abroad, exploiting other Italian tax regimes, but the ESA is not related to any tax regime. It's just something that is there for everybody. Then who is exempt are just these categories, plus the first year of activity you're exempt, the last year of activity you're exempt as well, and also if you have made above 5,500,000 euro as revenue are you always exempt. Okay, so these are the situations in which your ESA is not mandatory, so those scores is not needed to be calculated, but either as an individual or a company, in both cases you have this information that needs to be sent, and this score that needs to be assigned to you as a taxpayer to see if you're a reliable taxpayer or not a reliable taxpayer. Okay, so when you move to Italy, you have to be aware of also about this point. When you apply for the impatriate regime, you are in the case of apply ESA from the second year of activity, and we help you to understand how to behave correctly, because with the impatriate regime you benefit from the tax discount, but on top of it you must benefit from the highest score of taxpayer reliability. Okay? I hope I was clear. This is a peculiar thing that exists only in Italy, if I'm not wrong. So if you want to move in this country, you want to exploit all the tax benefit, but you want to do it properly without making any mistakes against the Italian tax agency, let us know. You can work with us, with ESENtaxa accounting firm, and we're gonna explain you everything, and we're gonna help you to run your business smoothly with no issues. Okay, that's it for today, and thank you for having watching so far. Remember, I want to repeat that in the description below the video you have our calendar link to book a consultation if you want to know more, if you want to check if your business makes sense in this country or not, and also tax-wise. And for anything else, you can also write an email at info@esentaxa.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, notification bell, and like button to be always updated whenever we release this kind of content. See you to the next video. Bye.